Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to, I almost said Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm. We are going to be playing some Tassadar today. We're almost done with this series. Did not think it was going to take this long, but we're almost done. Tassadar, one of the characters I really gravitated towards because I found a build with him. It was called the race car build, which was pretty standard. Almost every single Tassadar ever was using this build. And I made it my own by being a rebel and going for Force Wall instead of Archon, and then rewind at level 20. Oh yes, it just keeps getting better. Now all of a sudden people are like, man, Force Wall is so good now. It's clearly the best choice for Tassadar. I don't know anyone who actually talks like this, because Archon was nerfed. Force Wall is exactly the same as it's always been. It hasn't changed at all. It was always this good. Wake up, people! Force Wall's amazing! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the battlefield of eternity. This is the map with the immortals in the middle that we have to DPS race the enemy team in order to get them. The enemy team has a pretty good team comp for this map. At level 1, we are going to be going for Conjurer's Pursuit, which is going to increase our mana regeneration throughout the course of this game. Pretty important talent for Tassadar, no matter the build that you're really going for. Our Q ability is called Plasma Shield. This is going to allow us to place a little bit of a barrier on our targets that will absorb a little bit of damage. Our W ability is Psionic Storm. This is where you're going to get the majority of your damage output from on Tassadar. Allows you to just kind of poke away at people, leaves a circle on the ground that'll deal some damage. Really not that big of a deal. Your E ability, is this a Spin of Friendship? I think it is. The E ability, Dimensional Shift, takes Tassadar into another dimension, in which he cannot take damage, not really be harmed in any way, but also cannot receive healing. He's going to disappear for a short time and then reappear at his location after the ability gets cast. That kind of fell off, didn't it? Our trait is called Oracle, and it's going to allow us to reveal an area. So we can do things like kill the fucking Abathur mines. Is he going for a mine build? No. Okay, cool. Alright, let's give a shield to our Stitches here and just come in with some auto attacks on things. Oh yeah. Look at the skill though. Look at the skill required to do that. Alright. Let me take you guys on a journey. When I was invited into Heroes of the Storm, it was April 2014. I think. Somewhere in that ballpark. In that time, Abathur had this thing called the Red Archon, which was the most overpowered piece of shit in the whole world. People think Jim Raynor does a lot of damage right now. So the Archon, what it does is your basic attack damage is increased and you get a shield. You know, that's not bad. That's what Archon does now. The numbers on that have been scaled back exponentially. But essentially what would happen with the Red Archon, you could attack from like across the fucking screen. And when you decided that you wanted to actually land an auto attack on someone, every single auto attack that you sent out would critically hit. It was just like, yeah, I think I feel like killing the entire enemy team right now. And then you would do that. And there was really nothing that they could do about it because, of course, Red Archon gave you a shield that would like double your effective HP at the same time. Because it's a fair and balanced ability, of course. Blizzard decided at some point that, you know what, giving Tassadar, who is supposed to be a support, a completely offensive option, wasn't that good. So they kind of redid his Archon talents. They scaled him back a little bit. But for months and months and months and months, Tassadar was an offensive support. He just did damage. Like, he threw out shields here and there, but when you put a Tassadar on your team, you were putting a Tassadar on your team so that he would just kill the enemy team, essentially. And the main way he does that is with his level 7 talent, Static Charge. It says it makes the target take extra damage, but it's actually like you just fucking critically hit every time you auto attack. And then going Archon as well. Archon, again, has been changed. And it's been nerfed to the point... Blizzard basically said that they want people to be using Force Wall more because there was a big, and I mean a big discrepancy between Archon and Force Wall. To the point that, you know what, I might just go for mental acuity here. I don't hate that idea. Sorry. I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons here. Leeching Plasma doesn't do us any good because we don't have auto attack heroes. So it's between hero or healing ward, which wouldn't be awful. Yeah, let's just go for the Oracle cooldown. This will allow us to kill Abathur mines before they kill us, I guess, and give us a little bit more vision as we're going into these Punishers, since a lot of the team fighting is oriented around those places. Anyway, back to my point. Blizzard decided that they wanted more people to be taking the Force Wall ability, but they didn't actually improve it in any way. What they did was they nerfed Archon into the floor. So what you have now, they did change some of his shield talents as well. So what you have now is a support that can actually support, or a support that can deal mediocre damage whenever they want to. Now, it's not supporting in the traditional sense. Hold on, that was a pile of bullshit. That was a pile of bullshit. That shouldn't have happened. The Limp Dick pulled Kael'thas when Artanis was crowd controlled. I saw it. I saw Kael'thas. It's okay. I'm on your side. We can go for some increased damage here, but I think I'm going to go supporty. We're going to go for a Claw's Embrace. Half of your shields will remain on the target after the shield expires. And this just allows us to have our team soak up a bit more damage. We can prepare for conflicts a little bit more. I really just throw out more supporty shields than we could with any other build. Now, we do need these regen globes. It's actually really important. As the enemy team's coming in, kind of closing in on me, we're just going to dimensional shift out of the way. So in the early game, we have gone for utility and support. And in the late game, we're going to go for survivability. We are only concerned with our well-being going into the late game. And you should see that start to come into play. Hi, Kael'thas. Hello. Where are you going? Where are you going, little Kael'thas? I don't think you're going anywhere. Salamia Shaladore! Oh no! Unfortunately, we did lose our Ricky there, so we are outnumbered a little bit here, but he'll be back in just a moment, I'm sure. Nazebo coming in for the friendly team as well, going to be joining us here in the middle. If we can get a good zombie wall off here, that's going to be a pretty easy kill. Going to go ahead and dimensional shift this way. They never saw that one coming, did they? Of course not. And really, it's just important that whenever your shield is off cooldown, that you're giving someone the shield with this particular build. Doesn't really matter who, just someone needs the shield. Again, I didn't go for Leeching Plasma because, quite frankly, we don't auto-attack. Or we really shouldn't be auto-attacking. Most of our damage on our team is going to be coming from spells, so Leeching Plasma only heals when a basic attack is performed when a shield is on a target. So we forego a little bit of healing with this build in favor of some more utility with vision. And survivability in late game. Should be okay. So, let's see. What kind of cheeky shit has happened with Tassadar over the course of his development? When Asmodean was added to the game, Tassadar had a spell that could give increased shields to minions, right? But for some reason, Asmodean's Generals of Hell would be completely bugged out whenever you gave them this shield with this talent, and only this talent. Granted, it was not a very popular talent by any means, but if you did pick it up and you gave Asmodean's General of Hell a shield, the shield would never go away. The General of Hell could not take damage, and the General of Hell, actually it wasn't the General of Hell, it was his Summon Demon Warrior thing, whatever that's called, his W ability. They would last forever and continue pushing to the enemy's core and kill the core. This was in the game for a day. It was hotfixed pretty damn quick. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see it in game. I saw some videos of it, and that was all. We're going to go ahead and put a wall here. Should secure a death on the enemy team's Uther, but it looks like he might actually get away. We're going to win the Punisher race, though, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see, is that an Octo Grab on Uther? That's going to secure a kill, and then we can just put a Force Wall down here, stopping Shalamia Shaladore from getting away. Or at least that was the intention. It didn't quite work out like that. So this guy's going to be pushing bottom. I'm just going to go top to soak up a little bit of XP. We got to get that Regent Globe. Regent Globes are so important with this build that I'm kind of showing you today. Let's see, what else? What else? Tassadar was relatively popular when the promote strategy was a thing. Promote, the talent at level 4, has been changed quite a bit throughout its time here in Heroes of the Storm. It used to be a global range, and some people had some cheesy strategies where they would stack up 5 heroes that have promote. Promote an entire minion wave on the other side of the map, and then start a team fight in another area of the map. Force the enemy team to come to you, while the promoted minions are pushing the other lane, and you could see how that was misused and pretty overpowered, so they scaled that back. Really, Tassadar has probably been changed more than any other character without, stipulation here, without actually having a redesign done to him. He's just been altered over time, here and there, little bits and pieces throughout his life cycle. And honestly, it has been interesting to see. I've been a fan of the character since the very beginning, but he's nowhere near the same character that he used to be. And I say a redesign in the sense that ETC and Diablo got, where massive amounts of talents are changed, and in some cases, entire uses of abilities are changed. Yeah, he's had talents shifted here and there. And overall, I think he's been in a good spot for a while. He can support a lot more now than he ever could before. And his self-sustain, his ability to stay alive is just as strong as it's been forever. With the build I'm showing you today, this is kind of the hypercar build. I took the race car build that some pro player came up with. I apologize to that player. I don't remember who it was. But the race car build, you know, you would get damage at level 7. You would get some healing at level 4. Conjurer's Pursuit is always a must. And of course Archon, because you wanted to deal damage. Then you would build into Prescience at level 13. What Prescience does is it allows you to get a free dimensional shift, which again is your E ability, when you get low on health. So it's a way to it's guaranteed. There's probably some instances where it's not, but you're guaranteed to survive through any altercation, which is huge. It's a really, really big deal. I need to be using Oracle more. I'm fucking talented for it, and I haven't used it at all. So, great survivability pickup. And then, at level, what is it, 17, 16? I don't know, we're in the middle of a team fight right now. You get the ability to regenerate a ton of health when you dimensional shift. So, essentially, you dimensional shift because you're low on health, and then you dimensional shift again to get back to full health. And you could do this, what, every 30 seconds or something? Every 45 seconds? Essentially like having another life bar. And of course, Archon would give you a gigantic shield on top of your normal shield as well. So you would get a ton of survivability with this particular build. My version of it is just based on fucking getting away from people. Straight up taking people to Juke City. Tassadar is one of the best characters for that in the whole game. So, in order to make that even better, we get Rewind at level 20, which allows us to dimensional shift again. We can restore more than 100% of our HP throughout the course of all of these things that I'm talking about, and move super fast in this other dimension, and just laugh at everybody, because we're running circles around them. I think I'm going to do this. Apparently it didn't matter. I did not know he could just kind of warp over the wall like that. That was my dimensional shift there. I chose to use that one. That was not the free one. Gonna go ahead and just sippy cup here. I was kind of hoping I could catch Artanis with a wall. You know, like while he's jumping forward, put a wall behind him. But I guess he moves over terrain, so that should have been fairly obvious that I couldn't do that. Should have been fairly obvious. We might be able to catch Uther here. Yeah. Easy Uther kill here. So that was Prescience kicking in. That was our free dimensional shift, and I should have dimensional shift again there, but I was a little too slow in my reaction. So our survivability really comes into play at level 16 when we get Dimensional Warp. It's going to increase our movement speed and allow us to heal for quite a bit. The friendly team doing a great job taking down these Immortals. We're pretty far ahead on this race, and we've been pretty far ahead on all of these races. So it's looking like we are going to be in a just fine and dandy spot throughout the course of this game. Now, of course, the enemy team can come back at any time, but we are ahead on forts. We've almost lost this one. I could have been healing this with our mule if I wanted to. Now, this is a 2-lane map, so your structures do become significantly more important on a 2-lane map because you don't have as many. So I could have used mule here to keep those alive a little bit longer, but I did not. We are going to go for Dimensional Warp. Again, this is for survivability. So what this allows me to do is just play stupid aggressive all of the time and just walk into people constantly. One thing I need to be doing better is just casting my shields a little bit more often. We're going to come in here on Jim Raynor. Hopefully put another wall down here soon. I auto-attacked on accident, which kind of ruined that plan. But we can push right in here with the friendly team. I should definitely be casting shields more often. With Conjurer's Pursuit with this build, it really does just allow you to spam everything as much as you want to. Good gravity lapse from our Salami. Could have secured a kill there, but we didn't quite jump on it in time. So we're just going to leave. We're just going to leave. Oh, that hook, though! That hook, no, you're bringing him towards his wall. Don't, we'll just put that there. We'll stop them from coming to save him. I think he's gonna get away anyway, though. Alright, let's shield our Zebro. Shield Zebro, he's gonna be fine. We have another wall ready for him. If Artanis chases me down, he's just gonna lose. Oh no, did I go that way, Artanis? I sure didn't. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. There is the free dimensional shift, and then we cut back this way, right? Because we're taking him to Juke City. And then we just go down to the bottom lane. And now we have dimensional shift ready to go again. You get so much survivability with this build! It's so good! I don't want to die. I don't want to die. It really is one of my favorite builds in the entire game. Are you still coming after me? Stop! Stop coming after me! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Good wall opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. Cutting off Artanis' escape. He's basically going to just sit under our towers and be taken down by the friendly team of Phoenix. Cutting off the other escape as well. Very nicely done. And the hooks! The hooks! Unfortunately, I'm a little out of position here. We're not going to be able to get a wall down. Never mind, I take it back. There we go. Good job. That was very good. Okay, so as we approach level 20, we're going to be able to play even more, like, stupid. We're going to be able to just play hyper-aggressive. We can force the enemy team to focus us. Granted, we don't deal any damage with this build. We could have built more damage in the early game, but I wanted to be a little more supporty. We don't deal any damage in this build. We just have to trick the enemy team into thinking that we are the most important fucking thing that they could possibly focus ever. And we're gonna do that just by being in the way. Like, here, come down here, yes. Clear out these minions. Going ahead and use my Oracle. We do see the enemy team starting to move in, so we're just gonna start to cast some shields. Just gonna put this wall here, kind of split the enemy team in half. Not the best wall in the world, but I don't think it was the worst one either. We should be able to pick up a kill on Artanis here. Now as the enemy team runs away, we're going to dimensional shift up, block off this path with that force wall, and should be two very, very easy kills. Should be. Maybe not. No, we got him. Okay. We got him. And of course now we have plenty of time to just kill this immortal yet again with no contestation from the enemy team whatsoever. You know, if you guys look up the early alpha coverage we did of this game on the Squadron channel, Hengus still has footage of the red Archon somewhere. I'll try to look for it. If I forget, you guys, I'm sure you can. I don't remember if it was on the Squadron channel. I don't think it was. I think it was on the TGN channel in the old TGN Squadron episodes before we moved hubs. Man, the red Archon was fucking incredible. Tassadar in general back then was kind of like, well, why are you picking Tassadar if you don't want to deal damage? I think he's in a pretty good spot now. I don't think we're going to be seeing very many more changes for him. I think a lot of what he does now makes a lot of sense. Whereas before, a lot of the decisions were like, well, oh, that wall, though. A lot of the decisions they were doing for Tassadar is like, well, why are you just making Archon worse? Why aren't you, like, increasing his healing? And the community for a very long time was like, there was a lot of crying out for just, like, more supporty abilities for Tassadar, because quite frankly, he didn't do that. And it was weird. So it looks like that's gonna be a good game. Thank you all for watching. I just got hit with a mule. Thank you, Abather. Thank you, Abather. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I will go over the talents on the score screen, but that was kind of the hypercar build. My favorite build for Tassadar. Just changed up a little bit in the early game. Missing a little bit of damage, but offering up some more support. So again, the talents. Is Tassadar my highest character? I think he might be. Conjurer's Pursuit at level 1 because you are going to be spamming abilities out constantly, or at least you should be. I didn't do enough of that. I'll fully admit that right now. Mental Acuity. We picked this because I was kind of worried about the Abather mines. And because it's just a good idea to have vision in the middle of this map where everyone's always fighting. I'll look at the other options on that talent tier. Mental Acuity, not a bad choice though. We did go for Kala's Embrace at level 7 if the plasma shield expires. So it only lasts a certain duration. It's like 4 seconds, 7 seconds, something like that. They keep half the shield just permanently for as long as they want it. You can do some really cool stuff with this. Later in the game, you can get movement speed increases, so your team just passively could always be moving faster. There's some cool synergy with that, but for the most part, I don't do that ever. Force Wall because they're the best walls. Prescience for survivability for ourselves. Dimensional Warp again for survivability. We gain 50% movement speed. That's faster than mounts, and we heal for a percentage of our health. And then Rewind, so we can dimensional shift twice, 3 times with Prescience. We can kind of lay down more damage. You don't really take Rewind for the damage increase, and throw out more shields if the team needs it. I've done a ton of Tassadar videos over on Squadron channel. I've done a ton of Tassadar videos on my channel. He really is a fantastic character, and now he has the option to support more, which he was lacking in the past. So I think he's in a pretty good spot. At level 4, I could have gone for Healing Ward, or if we had more auto-attackers on our team, we could have gone for Leeching Plasma. But again, most of the damage being done by my team was through spells, so Leeching Plasma doesn't really help. Doesn't really help much at all. And again, if we didn't want to go for shield talents, we could have gone for Mule, or for Static Charge, which whenever you hit someone with your W ability, it causes you to automatically critically hit with your next basic auto attacks. Has some really good synergies with Archon if you choose to go down that path. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.